Hey everybody, Jason here with Brett's Brick Builds. In this episode, we are going with Mattel Brick Shop, Hot Wheels, Cadillac, 236 listed pieces, Cadillac Project GTP Hypercar. It's a brick building set. We've got 4 Hot Wheels wheel covers here. Got some more blingy kind of Cadillac hop covers or wheel covers there. Comes with a die cast or metal car. And then there's also like a metal collector's plate for you. On the back, got some dimensions here. Got 6.9 inches long, 17 centimeters. 4 centimeters or 1.5 inches tall. 1/32 scale. Don't try to eat them if you're under 3. Very important. And I picked this one up just because I wanted to make a comparison. I wanted to see, now that, you know, the way it works is the patent on Lego is kind of run out, so kind of anybody can make their version of it. But I've heard people say that, you know, the other versions are terrible. I've heard other people say that, like, the other versions are, you know, they're just as good. Usually in my experience with something like that, I find that the truth lies somewhere in between. And so in no way is this going to be, at least on our channel, replacing Lego. But I was just really curious. I wanted to see what those other building options were like. So there we got our Cadillac-y car, you know, options, tires, wheels. So we've got a bag, 2. Got a bag, 4. Got a bag, 3. These in order, I don't know how many bags were. Imagine several, because most of the bags are pretty tiny. Bag 1, bag 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got our instruction book. Got decals. Look to be as though they are on, what would you say, clear backgrounds, so that the lettering is going to pop once we are on the coloring of the piece that it's going to. At least that's how it's looking. All right, and then we have, how does this come out? Oh, I see. Okay. This is going to slide out for us. And it looks like we've got all of our tires here. We've got our metal car. We've got our the one wheel that they were showing you to give you, you know, here's what it looks like. And more, like I said, the more blingy wheels. And I'm going to leave this just kind of together and set it over here. And the box is empty now, so I'm going to set that off to the side, off camera. Let's see what our instruction book looks like here. We've got history of the car itself. Customize and personalize. Story about the concepts, designers, and oh, they have their own version of a separator. Very interesting. Okay, instructions look similar to Lego, and let's see how the build is in comparison to Lego. Bag 1, empty. So this is their version of it looks to be the brick separator. And then they've got a whole section of instructions for how we're going to use it, if we need to use it. So, yeah, let's go ahead here and see how this first non-Lego brick building set works out for us. They, just by looking, and this is just my opinion looking at them, somebody who worked in engineering, design, and manufacturing, These don't look to be quite as crisp as a Lego set. I'll go on and comment a little more as we get the build going. But I'm just wondering how pieces are going to go. Like that one there had good clutch on it when I put it together. Two of these guys, one of these guys, and should be 1x3. There it is. So we'll go ahead here. Continue on. I've got like a sub-assembly before main assembly. It's going to go on there. Yeah, it's interesting here. If you can, I don't know how well this is coming through, but there's, I don't know if you would call it flash or like the injection points you can see on these pieces. Interesting. 2 1x5s. And I didn't, before I go on anymore, I didn't buy this kit to like, you know, talk it down or talk it up. I just bought it to see, you know, what is it like to build something that's not with the, you know, the standard Lego design type of thing. That go in there like that. And I didn't picture that it would be exactly, you know, exactly like Lego. Lego's Lego. But this is, I was just thinking something like maybe, you know, you got the kids, you know, you don't want to pack up all their Lego and take it over to, you know, Aunt Susie's house or whatever. But maybe you wanted to buy something for the kids to play with over there. I think these will be, I mean, I think this will be a more than, how would you say, more than adequate kind of build for, you know, if you're looking for something different. Maybe you bought, like me, you pretty much bought most Lego sets that are available within your price range right now, and you're looking for this. And I think this thing was like, I should have wrote it down. I think it was like, maybe it was like around the $20 range, I think. Maybe a little over $20. Needs to go one more forward. Oh, we'll get to try their separator. Let's see what happens. Well, that didn't do anything. Let's see if this does anything. Nope. Let's see if this does anything. There we go. That worked. Take that off to the side. Now we'll get this here. And they are naming their pieces similar, like 2x6s, 2x whatever. So pretty similar in their nomenclature also. And this is coming from a guy who really doesn't know most of the proper nomenclature anyway. Flip back one page, make sure I'm okay there. If that goes there, yeah, that has to overlap with that much. Okay. It's gonna go there, this page here. They got some stories of the designers in here of pieces that they made. I wonder if some of these people might be, you know, people that they, for lack of a better term, headhunted from Lego to work at these. Or... this side here. All right, set that there. Sub-assembly situation. Boy, they play it. Where Lego, you would have gotten a couple spare pieces. These guys are like, here's what you need, exactly what you need. It's exactly what you're getting. Good luck to you. Also, I don't think they have a version of a minifigure yet either, so we'll see how this plays out. Okay, bag 2 and 3. So, get into bag 2 here. Bags open pretty nicely. Sometimes Lego, you can kind of, it seems like you got to get it just at the right angle to get it to tear easily for you, but these are looking pretty good. Throw those down there off cam. And it looks like we're doing a couple of sub-assemblies here, so we will do some sub-assemblies. And so far, everything I'm seeing is pretty much a variation on a, for the most part, a variation on a Lego piece. Maybe not exactly, but similar. In other words, if this is your first kit of these that you're buying, it's not so foreign that you're going to be like, I don't understand what's going on here. What are these people doing? Nothing like that. So. Opposite hand of this one. Also, same as Lego, a lot of pieces, you know, this is the this-handed version than the opposite-handed version. Clutch is pretty, I mean, the clutch is good on all of these pieces so far, so I don't feel like I'm working with junk. You know what I mean? It's not, I can tell it's not Lego. There's something about the, maybe it's just me. I can feel there's something a little different with the feel, I guess you would say, the feel of what these are. I don't know if it's something in the assembly process or the molding process or the mold release process, or they just feel a little bit different than the Lego piece. You can also see more mold marks on these, where Lego a little less of a tooling mark, mold marks. I'm not sure what the proper term would be. So we've got one here. Now we're going to do the same as we do with Lego. We're going to do an opposite hand side, or opposite side. But so far so good. Another one of these black pieces with the stud and then a flat. That's not it. That's not it. This is it. Okay, one of these purplish bluish pieces. Stomach is a growling naturally. Wouldn't be a build if my stomach wasn't growling like crazy for who knows why. Supposed to go no, it's supposed to go in there. There it went. And I certainly would imagine there's been a lot of product testing and focus groups and people, you know, we don't like this, we don't like that. You know, we like this, but we don't like that. We don't like that, but we do like this. And, hey, Lego didn't do that, but you guys did, and that's pretty nice. Or not a fan of that. Or I know nothing about this real life version of the car. I know if it's like almost every other race car, the only thing on it that's Cadillac is the name that says Cadillac. And then we have this opposite hand piece here. Go. They're gonna go onto here. Both sides. They fit pretty good. I feel like I'm doing a little more pushing down, like making sure I've got a good, like the clutch is good, but getting the pieces even on the studs is a little more work than I feel like I have to do with the actual Lego set. Another one of these. There it is. Okay. That's going to go here. It's going to go here. This piece is going to go here. Doing a good job of snot coverage there with the flat topped pieces. A little more than they do with some of the not Fast and Furious, Speed Champions kits. The rear of the vehicle a little bit here. What piece am I looking for? Oh, I'm looking for those. Interesting. Similar to a Lego. I can't think of an actual Lego piece that fully copies that one. Okay, then we got a couple of these pieces bringing the studs down the side. That is a very Lego reminiscent piece, I will say that. We're coming up on probably about 3/8 of the way through, I guess. And we have a sub-assembly. Away from the going away from the angle piece there. This is like that, and that's there. Okay. Couldn't quite see where that was going. That was me, not them. Okay. I'm going to take one of these. One on that side and then one on this side. Sticking them two together. We want just the one of those, and then there should be another one. There it is. Squared guys there, and squared guy there. Then we have these red, which are the brake lights, I guess. Say that, the brake lights. And we're going to do that for each side. Each side getting put in there. Lined up. It's pretty. It's a solid build. I don't feel like it's delicate. But it's also not as intricate as the what I would call the Lego type build. Meaning there's not as much as pieces. That's the right way to say it. Let me think on that for a minute. The pieces that are on this, they're doing their part, and there's not while the kit doesn't feel as delicate, and it feels a little feels like it's a little more like I said, solid, but it feels like it's some of the solidity, some of the solidness feels like it's at the maybe the expense of detail. I guess I would say maybe at the expense of some detail. Also really keeping an eye on my pieces here now that I know that it looks like they, unlike Lego, they don't seem to have a lot of extra spare parts. So make sure you're really watching the colors that you're using. I know Lego many times will, if you have a similar color and it's in they'll include another piece of the somewhat similar color, just in case you've gone through like that. I think that Van Gogh set, Sunflowers, I think might be the one. I know that there's, or Starry Night, they have that there's a few where they figured, hey, somebody might screw up these pieces here, or these pieces are really close to the shade of another color, and they will actually give you like a spare pieces to account for that, knowing that there are going to be people that will inadvertently pick the wrong shaded color, but they don't want them to, you know, be the rest of the track, get way down the track of the build and then find out. So they included some spares, but I don't think we've got any of this going on here in this kit. This seems to be, you've got what you need. It's all there. Don't screw it up. Don't inadvertently put the wrong pieces on, because you know you don't have spares with us. Even the printed pieces, it looks like there's just enough of. Let's see, right, yes. Definitely some pieces very Very similar to Lego. Oh, now that one, we had several spare pieces with that page, so. Real quick, make sure. I think we're good. That's okay, so after talking about how you don't get spares, here's several spares. Set those over there. And bags 4 and 5. Bag 4 empty. Now that's something I would say Lego could take a lesson from. This is the canopy piece wrapped up in plastic. I feel like Lego kind of takes a gamble sometimes when they put that clear canopy piece into a just in a bag with other pieces that could lead to some scratches or marring or marking. So just my opinion. Opposite hand on. And here is right in the left hand. I want to look through here before I say something and I'm wrong. I don't think I am. I don't believe I am. I believe we have hit point where make sure it's not didn't get stuck in here somehow. It did not, because that is just the canopy there itself. So what we have here, this is our first introduction to this. I am supposed to have a right and a left of this piece, and what I have is 2 lefts and no spares. So in our first introduction to the Hot Wheels world of building, we have 2 left hands, no right hand, and really kind of can't finish it, because as I'm looking here, these pieces are going to come over to here. And if I've only got 2 of the same side, there, that doesn't do me any good. So I guess I'm going to take this piece off. And I'm going to, I'm going to look through. Nope. There is no other piece there. So for the sake of going on with the build, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the left side one on. As I said, we've got two of the same sides. And I guess I'll just leave that piece off, because like as I just showed, I can't even like actually use that in another way. That won't work. I guess I could put it on backwards maybe. That looks ridiculous also. I'm going to leave this piece off, and I'm going to continue on. And and see if we can finish the rest of it, other than that piece. There we are. Right hand to this. There we have a left hand and right hand. Okay. And then a 1x3 flat. It's going in the middle. There. These two guys go on here. My pieces are like I'm building way over at the side of the table. There, let's go back that way. Here are those, okay. Those are going to go, yes, those go inward into just a slight nose going piece there. That where it should be. That there. Now we're doing kind of like a ground effects thing as we've done. Now I've done this on Speed Champions ones many times. These guys are all going to go along here. Four. Same on the other side. There. And then we're doing the opposite hand one. Upside down again. I do like the really thin flat pieces with the inverse studs on the top. I think those are kind of innovative. One of these. Stud at the side. Cheese wedge piece. That right back to myself. One here, and then we have this black piece here. There. Everything kind of squared up. And we're going to do the opposite hand one, the same as we kind of did before. Should have down the wedge, kind of number 9 on it. They're both going there. Again, I'm just taking a little more time than I do on the Lego. I just want to, I don't want to go, oh, this doesn't fit, and then it's me that the problem is, and not the, not the Lego piece itself. Right, so one of these, or one of these, or one of these, 2 of these, one of these. Top of each other. Front. We have these 2, one on either side. There. And then we have another one of these purpley blue guys with the stud out each side, and then a 1x1. There we are. And then this one here, headrest, that's squared up, and then a 1x1 square, black right there. Okay, continuing on, that into position. So, wow, I see what we're doing. It's gonna go here. And this is going on this side. This is going over on this side. So what are we doing here? We are doing each side. This is red here. So these are going to be both sides of the wing, or what makes up the wing. Side of the wing on. Okay, divider, rear wing, whatever you may want to call it. Arrow fin. Stomach still just growling for you at home. Now that the clutch is really loose on the steering wheel. I don't know if that's on purpose or. Okay, so we have our doors. They're gonna go. Trying to see if there's a way that they. Had it there for a second. Almost. Let's see. I thought there was like a backside that they pop in on, but I guess not. There we go. Okay. It's one of those where you're pressing. I really don't like this feels like a harder plastic than the Lego kits. And it feels like if you press, there's a strong feeling of if I press this too hard, we're going to be sorry. So let's just try not to push that in there too hard. Doors open. There we go. Just a little crispy feeling. A little crispy feeling. Ooh, sorry, that was loud. Okay, so tires. I'm gonna keep those in there. About everything else I want to come out though, so. Get like I said, I'm just going to go with the standard kind of more race oriented looking center caps. Come on, there we go. And there we go. Oh, I see. So we got the Hot Wheels car with the Hot Wheels logo thing. And that's going, it says that way with the hole in that. It goes in under the bottom. And put that in backwards the first. No, I think I had it right. Pops in, but it doesn't really, it just kind of falls right back out. It doesn't really stay there. So turn the page and see if there's, oh, just how to customize, put numbers on and whatnot. Oh, okay. Let's see. It's also here. So that's pretty much it. Side view, top view. We've got that missing piece there because we got two rights instead of a right and a left. On the bottom we have the Hot Wheels, you know, collector logo tag thing, but it doesn't pop in the way that they act like they want it to, because there it is right back out. So top view, rear view, front view, again missing piece because they gave me two of the wrong one. That is it. Yeah, I'm kind of, I wouldn't say don't buy, but you know, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. It's a closer look at the steel version. This one's pretty solid, but then again, you know, it's Hot Wheels, they should be. But that was the Mattel Brick Shop Hot Wheels Cadillac Project GTP Hypercar. 236 listed pieces. In this case, some of the same pieces. Not great. You also have, you know, your options. You can do different wheel sets and decal options if you want to go down that track. It's up to you. But that is it. It is, I'm trying to think of a way to say it. A little disappointing, just because the first impression is, you know, I can't really complete this. I am gonna get on their website and see if they have anything like Lego, like, hey, I got the same part, or the, you know, I have a duplicate piece instead of a right and a left piece, and see how that happens. There is a MattelBrickShop.com website, so I'm going to investigate that a little bit. But in the meantime, we'll be back with some more actual Lego builds next time. I just wanted to pick one of these up and see how it went. It wasn't terrible, but like I said, it wasn't great. Imagine if you're trying to explain this to your kid that you got two of the, you know, the wrong part there. But we'll be back next week with some more new Lego builds, and we will see you then. Bye.